Brought to you by DK Audio.
DK Audio presents The Secret Explorers and the Lost Whales by S.J. King, read by Alfred Enoch. Chapter 1. Pond Dipping. Connor dipped his net into the pond and scooped up a big clump of algae. Long green strands of the tiny plants trailed down. It looked like Connor had caught a watery monster. "I guess I have," he thought. After all, too much algae would block out the light and the other plants in the pond would die. Connor had spent the morning clearing up the water. The pond was at the end of his backyard, on the other side of the white picket fence. The leaves of the pecan trees gleamed in the warm Missouri sunshine. Connor dropped the algae onto the bank. He was about to scoop out another clump when he noticed something wriggling inside the net. A tadpole! "Hey there," said Connor. "Are you going to grow into a bullfrog? Or maybe a leopard frog?" Gently he lowered the net so the tadpole could escape. He watched it swim away, kicking its tiny back legs. It joined a large group of tadpoles beside some reeds. "Hold on," Connor thought. "They're hanging out in a shoal. Those probably aren't frog tadpoles. I think they're toads." Connor loved everything about the water. His mum thought he would be a marine biologist when he grew up and study the plants and animals in the sea. "We'll have to take a vacation to the coast one day," Mum had said at breakfast. "Wouldn't it be amazing to see the ocean?" Connor touched the compass badge on his chest. His mum didn't know that Connor had seen lots of oceans already. When he'd scooped out the last gloopy blob of algae, Connor propped his net against the wooden fence. It was hot now. The sunshine shimmered on the wheat fields that surrounded his house. Connor made his way indoors. He washed his hands at the kitchen sink, then went to the pantry to get himself a granola bar. There was a postcard tacked to the pantry door. It said, "I love Missouri Science Fair." Connor had won first prize in the competition for growing coral in a tank. As he reached for the door handle, he stopped in surprise. A glowing shape had appeared next to the postcard. It was a circle with a needle in the center. Around the outside were the letters N, S, E, and W. A compass. A compass that matched the badge on Connor's T-shirt. Connor grinned. The secret explorers have a new mission, he thought. Excitement tingled through him as he stepped through the door. The shelves of food were gone, and instead there was a dazzling white light. Connor's heart thudded. Wind whipped against his face as if he were traveling really fast. A moment later, the light faded. Connor was standing in a large, familiar room. Light from the rows of computer screens flickered on the black stone walls. Objects stood on display in glass cabinets, just like in a museum. There were dinosaur fossils, meteorites from space, and shells from the bottom of the ocean. On the floor was a huge map of the world. The domed ceiling showed the stars and the Milky Way. Connor was back in the exploration station. "Connor, here," he said. Near the computers was a cluster of comfy chairs. A girl with short, dark hair jumped up from one of them. A compass badge, just like Connor's, was pinned to her soccer jersey. "Hey, Tamako," said Connor. He noticed her cool Stegosaurus necklace. Tamako's specialty subject was dinosaurs. "Hi," Tamako said. "Look, here come the others." The rest of the secret explorers began to hurry through the glowing doorway. A tall, grinning girl gave a salute, just like she always did. "Leah, here," she called. Leah knew everything about plants and animals. Next came Kiki, who loved machines and technology. She wore glasses and pajamas, and her hair was still ruffled from sleep. "Kiki, here." "Ollie, here," said a red-haired boy in a rainforest T-shirt. The rest of the team called out their names. There was Roshni, who wanted to be an astronaut, Gustavo, who loved history, and Cheng, who knew everything about rocks and volcanoes. The roll call...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?